Alright, after I sketched out the whole design, now it's come down to um, actually transferring it into a plan that I can build. What I've done is I've removed all of the planking I had on the side and got it down to the bare bones, just the two bottoms, the two tops, the stern. Now I'm making the bulkheads here, and so the way I do that is to use the guide tool that makes this dotted line to make parallel lines that go straight up and down and from side to side. And once I got those in, I could use the rectangle tool to draw in an intersecting rectangle. And that's what I've done here. And as soon as I got done with it, it filled in the plane, and it also filled in the top. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the arc tool, and this is where it gets tricky because it tends not to want to draw on the face of this rectangle, but it's just a two-sided arc tool. And well, I'm not going to use that here actually. I used it up here, and I drew an arc. Finally, I got it to stick to the plane of the square, and then I was able to cut out the pieces that were left over from the rectangle to leave this arc. Actually, I had to select all sides of it and copied it and pulled it into another file to clean it up. Some of the ends weren't touching and there was some overlap. So I got it to touch, cleaned it up, made a component out of it, and then I copied that, came back to this file and pasted it in here. And so that's how I made this bulkhead with the arched face up there. I calculated how far an 8-foot piece of wood would go. It would go up to about here. So this is where there'll be the butt joints or scarf joint, whatever I choose to do to join the two pieces of plywood. That'll make it long enough to continue the side up to the front. And this is so I wanted to pay attention to how close this joint would be to the bulkhead, because a butt joint will have an overlap area inside. But I think that I could have moved the butt joint back over to this side and got free and clear. But I just feel like having it up towards the front where the boat's lighter, and perhaps the reinforcement from this bulkhead will actually meld into the butt joint here and make it all strong. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to draw some straight lines over here is what I'm thinking. And then so hopefully now I could select this outer part. No, see, so the whole board selects, because this is kind of struggling with Sketchup a little, not maybe because I don't know how to use it, or maybe just because it's not perfect. But you can see that line I just drew doesn't stick to the face of my square. It came away from it, so it won't act like a line on the face of that square I drew. And the way I've been kind of getting around that is if I use a tape measure, it seems to make little connection points right on the face of the board. it's still not quite working. I want it to work so that when I select, get rid of some of these lines I don't need anymore. Yeah, see, it's not, this connection point is not on the face of the board. That's the problem. So I'm going to go back to making this guide. And the hope is that I got it right on the face of that rectangle. Now if I draw a line, then hopefully I'll be able to select this piece I just drew. There it is. Alright. Now I'll do the same thing along the bottom there, and then I'll delete this center section, select each 4 sides of this bulkhead, and either copy it into another file or do it right here and make a component out of it. Just keep it separate, and then use the measuring tool here with the dimensions on it. And that'll tell me, for instance, that the height of it is 1 foot 9 5/16. That'll give me something to build the bulkheads.